Well, good afternoon, and thank you all for being here. You know, Saturday's important days in Alabama because this is college football season, and we are very much interested, and we are a college football state. So most Alabamians, or many Alabamians, are focused on their favorite teams today. And while we know that football is important and we wish our teams well, today our focus must shift, and it must be on the weather and our condition as we get prepared for this hurricane that's coming our way. Earlier today, I signed a request for a presidential emergency declaration. This will be sure that federal assistance is available to us in this for emergency response. I have again been in contact with FEMA Director Brock Long and the White House, and they've assured me that the federal government will give us every assistance possible. We also remain very much in constant contact and communication with our local officials, both elected and EMA and law enforcement in our coastal counties. And now we expect that Nate will make landfall around midnight somewhere along the Alabama-Mississippi line as a Category 2 hurricane. Areas along this coast area are likely to already start feeling the effects of the storm, but our team is in place and ready to provide whatever assistance is needed. Many of our inland counties also under storm watch warnings or watches and flash flood watches. This threat is for real in Alabama. We expect a landfall near the Alabama-Mississippi line with the heaviest impacts along US 90's Causeway, Dauphin Island, Fort Morgan, Biola Battery, Orange Beach, and Gulf Shores. Inland areas will also be impacted with heavy winds and rain. This morning, I ordered the Emergency Operations Center at EMA to a level 1 beginning at noon today. Alabamians must remain vigilant and ready to withstand whatever comes. So before the storm arrives, please secure your outdoor belongings, and those near the coast or in low-lying areas should plan to go to higher ground and do it immediately. It's imperative that you decide now how and what you're going to do as you respond to this storm. Whatever preparations you are making, let me encourage you to do it now and finish before sundown tonight. After sundown, the conditions along our coast and in some inland areas will simply be too volatile for anyone to be moving about. Officials in Mobile and Baldwin counties have opened shelters for those evacuating their homes, and a list of these can be found on the Governor's Office website. And that is the official website is governor.alabama.gov/Nate. That's governor.alabama.gov/Nate. Once the storm makes landfall, conditions will be such that first responders will not be able to answer calls for help until it becomes safe to do so. So that means if you are put in harm's way after the storm hits, we won't be able to get help to you. So please, please, it's very important that you decide what you're going to do, where you're going to go, and that you do these things immediately. With Hurricane Nate, we see strong storm surges and heavy rains, and there's a high probability of tornadoes and wind damage. And these wind damage, they're going to be high winds throughout our state and not just on the coast. This means we'll likely have power outages, and while we've got our business partners in place putting resources ready to restore power, we don't know how long that will take. So if you are electricity dependent, that means you need access to electricity to sustain life support efforts, then please contact your local EMA office now. It's important that they know that you are electricity dependent. Make sure your emergency kit is stocked and ready for several days. Included for sure have your food and water, your medications, batteries, and in this age of technology, let me encourage all of you to be sure that your cell phones are fully powered so that you can stay in touch and keep up with what's going on. I have instructed local officials to make whatever decisions are needed to save and protect life. So y'all heed their warnings and do what they say when they say it. We must take this threat seriously. The state is ready to help our local partners, and we are beginning to move these resources into the planning stage. We are pre-positioning our people and resources, and the National Guard is standing by to help as well. My friends, storms like this are unpredictable. But at this stage, it is fairly certain that Alabama will face the brunt of this storm. We cannot control this storm, but we can control how we prepare. Soon, Hurricane Nate, Category 2, will be impacting Alabama. And once it does, we're ready to respond and be here to meet the needs of our people. Alabamians are resilient, you're determined, and when we're prepared, we can face whatever comes our way. So I want to say for sure, take action now, and may God continue to bless each of you, your families, the great state of Alabama, all of those who are in storm's way, and those who stand to serve in response. So now I'll turn the podium over to the meteorologist, Jim Stepkovich. Jim.